In 1385, a military campaign led by King Richard II aimed at punishing Scotland for its raids into northern England and undermining its alliance with France was launched. We are Fortified History, and today we're diving into the dramatic events of 1385 when England launched a powerful invasion of Scotland. By the late 14th century, England and France were deeply entrenched in the 100 Years' War. Scotland, an ally of France through the Old Alliance, became a constant thorn in England's side. While Edward III's campaigns in France had dominated earlier years, by 1385 Richard II of England sought to reassert dominance over Scotland and counter French influence in the north. The Old Alliance between Scotland and France ensured mutual support against England. As part of this agreement, France supplied troops and resources to bolster Scotland's defences. England couldn't afford to ignore this northern threat, especially as Scottish raids on the borderlands intensified. In August 1385, King Richard II gathered a massive army and marched north to Scotland. This wasn't a simple raid, it was a full-scale invasion designed to crush Scottish resistance and demonstrate England's military power. The English forces advanced through the Scottish lowlands, burning villages, destroying crops, and targeting key fortifications. This scorched earth tactic was intended to weaken Scotland's ability to resist and send a clear message of dominance. Berwick-upon-Tweed, a strategic town that had frequently changed hands between England and Scotland, served as a base for the English forces. From there, Richard's army pushed deep into Scottish territory. The English campaign was marked by destruction. Towns like Haddington and Edinburgh suffered significant damage, with English troops setting fire to homes and fortifications. This earned the invasion its reputation as a campaign of terror. Despite the destruction, the Scots avoided direct confrontation. Instead of engaging the large English army, they relied on defensive tactics, retreating behind fortified positions and using the rugged terrain to their advantage. The English army faced significant challenges during the campaign. Scotland's rugged landscape and limited supplies made it difficult to sustain their forces. Additionally, the Scots' scorched earth tactics ensured that the invaders couldn't live off the land. King Richard II's leadership was also called into question. His inability to draw the Scots into a decisive battle frustrated his commanders, and tensions grew within the English camp. While the English campaign raged, the French sent a small contingent of troops to aid their Scottish allies. This was part of the Old Alliance, but the support was too limited to turn the tide decisively. However, the mere presence of French reinforcements strengthened Scottish morale and reminded England of the ever-present threat posed by the Old Alliance. By late 1385, the English campaign began to falter. With no decisive victories and supplies dwindling, Richard II ordered a retreat. The Scots had successfully avoided battle while allowing time and terrain to wear down the invaders. The invasion ultimately failed to achieve its goals. While the English inflicted significant destruction, they failed to break the Scottish resistance or establish lasting control over the region. The 1385 invasion left scars on the Scottish landscape, but it also reinforced Scottish resilience. Their defensive strategy, combined with the French support, proved effective against the larger England forces. For Richard II, the campaign was a political and military disappointment. It highlighted the limits of English power and the challenges of waging war on two fronts against both France and Scotland. The 1385 invasion of Scotland is a fascinating episode in medieval history, showcasing the interplay between strategy, fortifications, and alliances. It was a campaign of destruction and resilience, with lessons that echo through the centuries. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our other content and note that new content is released on Sundays.